second round of the Western Conference playoffs continue. It's Game 4 here on EA Sports. We're at Vivint Smart Home Arena in downtown Salt Lake City. Tonight, it'll be the Utah Jazz playing host to the LA Clippers. Hi, everyone. Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. Jay, you look at the Clippers coming into play. They lead this finals 3 games to none, and the impressive win in Game 3 means they are well on their way to moving on.
And I'll tell you what, I am shocked. I mean shocked that we're here at 3-0 right now. I really thought this was going to be a battle. So now on the other side, this is a test about who you are as a basketball team. Do you have the resolve to fight back, or are you resigned to the fact that this one's just about over?
Here comes the screen. It's LA Clippers ball. Big finish at the rim.
That probably won't be the last time we see a dunk from him tonight. Maybe sometimes you should send a message. Give him a hard foul. Don't let it be so easy.
Conley to Joe Ingles. Short jumper stays out. Beverly into the front court. We're just underway in game number 4. Leonard to Marcus Morris. Beverly to George. Beverly. Close to him.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start jacking back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
To Favors. Joe Ingles to Favors. From the painted area, won't go down. Leonard to Ibaka. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Serge Ibaka trying to cash in on a 3-point play. For his career, 76% from the line. And he can't convert the free throw. Across the timeline, it's Conley. Right now, down 7. Here comes the screen. Short jumper misses.
And so much of the shot is before the shot even occurs. As a defense, make him do things he's uncomfortable with. Stay up on him, make him catch the ball outside of his comfort zone.
Conley into the front court. They trail by 7. Joe Ingles, the pass taken away by the Clippers. George lets it fly, taking advantage of the turnover.
Man, if we were at Rucker Park right now, everybody will be wilding on the court. Guaranteed.
Jazz will take a timeout as they'll go over some tactics now in this first quarter of play. Mitchell against Paul George. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. The results, he's going to the line.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number 1, to see if they'll get caught. And number 2, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
Donovan Mitchell has got 2 shots coming. For his career, 80% at the line. And he connects on the first free throw. No back-to-back free throws here. He missed the second. Beverly into the front court. It's an 8-point lead. Conley into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Here comes the screen. To Conley. Goes to the left side. Mitchell. Deep two there. Won't go.
That's how you do it. You stay in his pocket and you never give him any space at all. You make him smell you every single possession.
Donovan Mitchell with the rock. To Gobert. Sizing up the defense. Nothing going here on that drive. Joe Ingles. Missed it. Almost a foul. They let it go. To Beverly. To Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. 3 for 3. That's a perfect start.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Rudy Gobert sends it away.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Favors. To Conley. Screen coming. Down to Gobert. Nice pace. Sets it up and slams it down.
I know it can be demoralizing for a team not to see the ball go in the bucket, but now that the nightmare has stopped, it's time to pick up the energy.
To Paul George. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to pull off with the defender all over you. Ah, missed it. How'd that not go down? Mitchell with it up top. Trailing by 10.
The 2021 NBA Playoffs 2-round games and highlights will be coming up next on Sports Bluebane 2021.
Rudy Gobert rejects it.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Mitchell with the basketball. Margins 8. To Gobert. Rudy Gobert. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body. George to Leonard. The drive. Right to the basket. Shot from in close. No good. It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report. Deep left corner. He's too good to leave that wide open. Defense has to communicate. I know these mishaps happen defensively, but sometimes this can be the best thing for an offensive player who maybe hasn't found his rhythm yet. Don't let him get going. To Ibaka. Leonard. Now that's a contest. Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence. To Joe Ingles. Conley. Mitchell buries it on the catch and shoot. Not everybody possesses this power, but wow, what court awareness. Timeout called here by the Clippers as they'll talk things over in a one-point basketball game. An effort only fully releases its reward after a person refuses to quit. What I like about this team is that they continue to execute. As a coach, we used to talk about it all the time. I would hear it every single day. Execute, execute, execute.
Brooklyn Nets led Series 3-1 over Miami Heat in the 2021 NBA Playoffs 2-round Season 8 games.
Shifting gears, here comes some substitutions. Beverly to George. That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Grayson Allen. Mitchell, tough matchup against George. Missed it. Not much more you can ask for from the defense there.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
Here's Leonard for two. He buries it off the step back.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Bad pass there. Clippers have it. Paul George to Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. With that, he's 5 for 9.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Right down Broadway.
New York Knicks led Series 3-1 over Philadelphia 76ers in the 2021 NBA playoffs 2-round season 8 games.
Curling inside, Rudy Gobert snatching it out of the air. That's his third block this evening. Mitchell's shot comes up empty. Beverly into the front court. Up 5. Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Kawhi Leonard at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. A career 84% free throw shooter. One free throw, count it. It's a 3-point play, and the lead up to 8. Mitchell with it up top. He'll run the offense. Joakim Noah swats it.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
George to Leonard. Short jumper won't fall. Mitchell with the basketball. Down 8. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
Jay Crowder trying to cash in on a 3-point play. For his career, 79% at the line. Free throw good to finish off the 3-point play. It's back to a 5-point game.
Los Angeles Lakers win Series 4-0 over Portland Trail Blazers to move on to the 2021 NBA playoffs 3-round season 8 games.
Gets it in the left corner. They get it down to Mitchell. Not that time. Clippers have the basketball. Beverly to Leonard. Driving right to the basket. Spinning shot won't fall.
You see, this is something that everybody has, but some people choose to use it or not. I'm glad you choose to use effort on getting around those screens.
Mitchell with it up top. 5-point game. Here comes the screen. Grayson Allen. Nothing going here on that drive. Working hard on the glass. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
The true measure of Rudy Gobert comes on the defensive end. He was all-NBA defensive first team and was tied for the lowest opponent field goal percentage at 43%. You ain't getting by that.
Leonard to Beverly. Here comes the screen. Paul George, 3 for 4. Good start.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Donovan Mitchell with the rock. To Allen. Gobert. Mitchell guarded by Patterson. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. He was crowded. Grayson Allen off the mark.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Leonard. Short jumper won't go down. Mitchell with the basketball. Down 5. Oh, great pass. Setting up the basket.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Here's Leonard for 2. No good. Deep 3 at the buzzer. We're 1 quarter down in Game 4. Jay and I return in a moment. You're tuned into the Western Conference semifinals on EA Sports. Time to turn the page after a close first quarter. Jay, what stood out?
And when both teams are playing at this level, it just continues to reaffirm that I was excited to watch both of these teams play this entire week. It's been a solid game so far, but this has a chance to be a great one down the stretch.
Kawhi Leonard. Shot's no good. You have to like the confidence, but that was a difficult shot. Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
And he's got the free throw as well. It's the Clippers with the possession now to Marcus Morris. Here comes the screen. Curling inside, Leonard to Paul George. Nothing going here on that drive. Rebound comes to Mitchell. Kawhi Leonard able to recover with the block.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Leonard. From the painted area, won't go down. Rudy Gobert. Huge block. 4th this contest. Now ready for a couple of free throws.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
Joakim Noah, couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 69% at the line. First try, no good. Dives for it. Not afraid to mix it up. Clarkson. the monster stuff.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Paul George to Marcus Morris. Leonard. It's Crowder with the rebound. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Jay Crowder at the line for a chance at a three-point play. Hasn't missed yet. Free throw good to finish off the three-point play. The lead is up to 5. Now the Clippers call a timeout. They'll catch their breath in what's now a 5-point game. George goes to the left side. To George. It was right there. Mitchell with it up top. Leads 5. To Allen. Nothing going here on that drive. Screen coming. 5 to shoot for Utah. Fires the 3. Message received. Well defended.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Paul George to Beverly. Shot clock winding down. Not today. And the Jazz have it. They've cleared the rebound. Grayson Allen. He'll go to the foul line to shoot.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Donovan Mitchell at the line for 2 shots. Shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. First one goes down. 2 for 2 on that trip. It's LA Clippers ball. Leonard to Paul George. Takes stock of the floor. Paul George, 4-2. Missed it. He always has the green light, but the defense was ready. Clippers have it. Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. Mitchell on the drive, but he can't finish.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short arm a shot.
Nice pass to get things going.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
The drive, right to the basket, slams it down.
For any fans out there that thought Donovan Mitchell didn't put any stock into the fact that he was not the Rookie of the Year, you are wrong. Donovan Mitchell is that type of guy that uses everything in his power to fuel him to be the best on the court each and every day. If that was a campaign he built with Adidas, rookie question mark, it doesn't matter. That perceived failure is something that will only make this kid better tomorrow.
It's Jazz ball. To Favors. From the outside, no good. Here's Rondo with it. Down 3. To George. To Leonard. It's George for 2. Gets a shot up off the mark.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
Finish that.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket, you're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
George to Marcus Morris. Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Marcus Morris. New blood coming in for both sides. Utah with the possession. Here comes the screen. Probing the defense. To Leonard. Derek Favors. Tips it.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Rondo into the front court. Looking to make something happen. To Leonard. Lets it fly from long range. Well defended. Clarkson to Favors. To Clarkson. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Leonard to Ibaka. 4-3. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Utah's got it. Shot won't go. He has to create to get a better look. Rondo with the basketball. Down 4. To Leonard. Derek Favors with a piece.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
To Clarkson. Here comes the screen. Grayson Allen. To Clarkson. Has a chance. Deep 2 there. Won't go.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Clarkson. Oh, great defense there, forcing the pickup. Favors the pass taken away by the Clippers.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. Is called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Conley to Favors. Doesn't get the bounce. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
To Paul George. To Nick Batum. Rondo. Not that time. Across the timeline, it's Conley. 2-point advantage. To Favors. Short jumper off the mark. Into front court comes Rondo. He'll run the offense. Here comes the screen. Paul George. Oh, good defense by the Jazz as they come away with the steal.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
Going to launch beyond the arc. Can't connect. It's no good. Batum to George. Paul George. He's 5 for 10, shooting 50%.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it. This year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
Oh, how do you stop that? It's Gobert with the step back.
Did you see the distance between him and the defender? You could pretty much put a department store between the two.
Prices coming down. To Paul George. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Utah ball. Conley to Favors. Surveys the floor. Down low to Favors. Marcus Morris with the block.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Conley. Off the mark. Corner three at the goes down. A three at the buzzer. How about that end to the first half as they take the lead into the locker room? We've reached halftime here in Game 4. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
I'm Jalen Rose, and this is your EA Sports Halftime Report. The Clippers
have the lead, but not by much.
It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. These are the guys getting buckets for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Jazz aren't down by too much at the half. And that deficit is a negative, of course, but I do see it positive. I really like how they move the ball, keeping each other involved offensively. They've got a nice flow to their game today.
Game track. Assists.
The chemistry for each squad has been great today, and that explains the high assist total. Coming out of halftime, I'm interested to see what kind of defensive adjustments are made to limit the easy scoring opportunities.
Player of the half.
Kawhi Leonard is up in the air swatting shots. When he's not doing that, he's down on the floor making steals. Who wouldn't be impressed by a first half like that?
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have off nights. Today has just been one of those nights for this guy. Here we go with the top 3 plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Fellas, back to you.
Tight game through the first 2 quarters as we resume play here in the third. Beverly into the front court. Leads 3. To Leonard. Here comes the screen. Leonard. Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Knocked loose. And look out.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
LA Clippers with the basketball. To George. Ibaka. Probing the defense. Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ballgame.
Conley, down low for Gobert. Shot from the lane won't go. Leonard to Beverly. Leonard to Beverly. LA with 4 to shoot. George. And he can't get it to go down. It's no good. Jazz have the ball. They get it down to Gobert. And a throwdown.
And no emotion, just that ice-cold stare. That's a sign of somebody who's here to compete.
Beverly into the front court. Up by 3. To Paul George. To Marcus Morris. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. And the rebound taken in by the Jazz. Conley into the front court. His guys down 3. Screen coming. Mitchell against George. To Conley. From long range, Mike Conley Jr. showing no ill effects from the injury that kept him out.
Man, you making people dance out there? I see you with the footwork.
Goes to the left side. Strong finish for Paul George.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
Conley into the front court. His guys find themselves trailing by a bucket. Trying to cash in. Gets a look. Can't hit. The follow won't go either. George to Beverly. Nice pace. Sets it up and slams it down.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Donovan Mitchell with the rock to Joe Ingles. Conley. Marcus Morris pins it. Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Marcus Morris. The opposing coach is going to counter. Make some changes of his own. Conley. To Gobert. Beyond the arc for three. That's not his range. It's no good. Paul George to Beverly. Oh, he had it. Across the timeline, it's Conley. His guys trail now by 4. Mike Conley. He has struggled just a little bit. 2 for 5.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Leonard. Shot from in close, no good. It's Jazz ball. Conley to Gobert. Here comes the screen. To Conley. Nothing going here on that drive. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Here's Leonard for 2. Jumper's good.
Might have had an extra dribble or 2 there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Conley into the front court. His group now down 2. Mike Conley. 3 for 6 now.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
George to Leonard. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock. Leonard. That won't go. Conley into the front court. Our score all even in this third quarter. Joe Ingles to Favors. Nothing going here on that drive. Conley. The Jazz with 4 on the shot clock. 24-second violation. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Paul George to Leonard. Thabo Sefolosha sends it away. Second effort. Oh, and a putback.
Yo, I'm telling you, that's a highlight waiting to happen.
Across the timeline, it's Conley. Down just a couple. Favors can't get it to go. Beverly into the front court. Looking to make something happen. To George. He's looking for that touch. Gobert to Favors. Five to shoot for Utah. Conley. No good. That's great defense. And the rebound taken down by the Jazz. Utah with the possession. To Favors. Conley down to Gobert. And the Clippers have the rebound. George passed it off.
Oh, out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Down low for Gobert. A lot of contact, no whistle. Beverly into the front court. The lead is 2. From the outside, no good. Knocked loose. Clippers have got it. A drive to the basket, but it somehow stays out.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The drawing is only going to escalate.
Right through the heart of the defense. The layup is good.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Nothing going here on that drive. Layup goes down. Well done.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Conley into the front court. They trail by 2. Has a look. The shot by Conley, no good.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jumper.
Conley into the front court, trailing by 4. Grayson Allen to Conley. Has a chance. Conley shot off the mark.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
To Leonard. Derek Favors sends it away. Utah's got it.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
To Paul George. Rudy Gobert rejects it. Ooh, 5 now.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Curling inside. A shot no good on the drive by Conley. Short jumper stays out.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Beverly into the front court. They lead it. 4-point game. Nothing going here on that drive. To Leonard. A big finish at the rim. Now a whistle and a timeout for Utah as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this 3rd quarter. Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Clarkson. Trying to cash in, unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
To Leonard. Won't go. He needs some luck on his side given how they're defending. Clarkson with the basketball. His guys can get a 2-for-1 if they time this out. Favors to Allen. Gets it in the left corner. Cephalosha picked up by Patrick Patterson. To Gobert. Slam dunk. Neither side is giving up an inch.
I guarantee you tomorrow on Complex's social feed, that play will have millions of views. And I'm really looking forward to this fourth quarter because the first three have lived up to the billing.
Missed it. Almost a foul. They let it go. This for the tie. Third quarter comes to an end. This game is all tied up. It's Utah basketball as we begin the fourth quarter, and this game's been everything we could have hoped for. All tied up after 3.
This is what happens when you have winners on both sides. People who are not willing to give up and will continue to scrape and claw to get themselves in a position to win this ballgame.
Beverly into the front court. Our score all even here in the fourth quarter. To Leonard. George, just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Has a look. Almost, but no good. Another shot won't go either. Knocked loose. Clippers have it.
Here's your chance to break this thing wide open.
To Marcus Morris. A lot of contact. Shots no good and no foul. Clarkson with the basketball. Down 2. Not that time. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Great defense there, forcing the pickup. Beverly to Leonard. LA with 4 to shoot. Leonard. And he stays cold from deep as he misses another one. It's no good. Utah ball. Marcus Morris snatching it out of the air. Incredible. 6 tonight. Stuffs it down with authority.
An easy 2. Get back on defense.
Clarkson with the basketball. He'll run the offense. To Gobert. To Allen. The Jazz with 4 in the shot clock. Shot by Clarkson off the mark. Beverly into the front court. Leads a bucket. Paul George to Beverly. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. George to Beverly for 3. And he's fouled. He's going to the line for 2.
You got to know your personnel. That's not someone you want to send to the line for a free 2.
First free throw is good. Hits the second. One more coming. Perfect from the line. It's all three of them. Across the timeline, it's Conley. The deficit now up to 5. Gobert to Conley. Here comes the screen. Another chance. Kawhi Leonard swats it.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
He buries it, creating space with the step back.
That might have been a little bit easier than expected there, considering the score.
Beverly to George. To Ibaka. Short jumper misses. Grayson Allen. Crowder matched up with Paul George. Grayson Allen to Joe Ingles. Deep two there, won't go. Clippers have the basketball. Beverly to Paul George. Sizing up the defense. Paul George to Ibaka. Serge Ibaka, 4 out of 7.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Leonard. Oh, good defense by the Jazz as they come away with it. To Gobert. Works it up top. Here's a chance from long range. Cleared by Ibaka. George to Ibaka. Stuffs it down with authority.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Bad pass there. Clippers have it. Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Paul George trying to cash in on a three-point play. A career 84% free throw shooter. And he misses that one free throw. Conley into the front court. His guys down by 9. Joe Ingles to Favors. Can't connect from in close. Beverly into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Paul George to Marcus Morris. Rudy Gobert able to recover with the block. Make that. Stuffs it down with authority.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Joe Ingles to Conley. Favors to Joe Ingles. To Conley. Has a chance. Conley with a shot comes up empty. Nikola Batum. Small sample size, but making the most of it. He's 1 for 2.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Conley into the front court. The deficit now up to 13. Gobert. Shot from in close, no good. Now ready with a couple of free throws.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
First one, count it. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Jazz have the ball. Mitchell, tough matchup against George. Takes stock of the floor. To Conley. Fires the three. Marcus Morris the rebound. Beverly into the front court. His guys up by 15. George to Beverly. Paul George to Beverly. George buries it on the catch and shoot. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. Probing the defense. George, deep right corner. Down low George. Strong finish for Paul George. At this point, they're twisting in the wind.
Were you looking for a response from me? Because I don't really know what else there is to even say. I mean, is this even a game? I mean, we should just start packing up and getting ready to go right now.
Scores from the post.
And the defense keeps sticking to those flare screens. Just don't flare out to the three-point line. Flare to the rim for a lob.
Timeout called here by the Clippers as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the fourth quarter. Time to shuffle things up. Beverly to George. To Beverly. LA with 4 to shoot. Paul George fires. And it's Conley with the rebound. Joe Ingles. Clippers have got it. To Beverly. Serge Ibaka slams it down.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Here comes the screen. Conley matched up with Paul George. Rebound Marcus Morris.
The game is won in the details. The team who has the most attention to the minutia is a team that wins the ball game. And from the beginning of this game, this team has been mentally engaged. I know the season's a long year, but when you come mentally engaged and you have attention to detail, whew, that's a scary thing to watch.
Across the timeline, it's Conley. Down a bundle. Gobert to Conley. And they called a foul. Felt the breeze there, Jay.
Timing was just a tad bit off.
Looks like some substitutions are coming on in. Favors. And the rebound taken by the Clippers. It's LA Clippers ball. Beverly to Paul George. Surveys the floor. Nothing going here on that drive. And counted at the rim.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
To Conley. Down to 5. Down to 4 to shoot. Trying to cash in. Wide open look won't go.
This game is all about the small victories, though. The execution on that play was on point. You keep executing like that, those shots are going in eventually.
Screen coming. Leonard to Ibaka. He throws it down.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. It's the Clippers who come away with the victory. They're going to continue on in these playoffs, heading to the Western Conference Finals. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA Playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at easports.com. Until next time, good night.
It's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Clippers have cause to celebrate tonight, but not too much. They have plenty work to do this offseason. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Los Angeles Clippers. Jazz. We're hoping for a different postseason future, but now it's about what-ifs of the past. The reality of the offseason is now upon them. Check out the leading scores for the Utah Jazz.
Game track. 3-point shooting.
The Los Angeles Clippers were definitely the better team with regard to long-range shooting. And it turned out to be quite the advantage. Their three-pointers were unstoppable.
Player of the game.
Paul George seemed to think he could only score points with dunks in this game. Again and again. He kept throwing them down, and it was just astonishing.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have their off nights. Today was just one of those days for this guy. These are the top plays of the game.
Number 2. number 1.
See y'all next time. Jalen Rose, signing out.